What's up, people? This is DarthCastle here, and we are taking a look at this guy, Bane from Sideshow. Um, this is one of the Batman villains. This is one of the most lethal Batman villains. The guy who broke his back, and this is my favorite portrait for him. My favorite look for him. This is a piece I actually almost didn't get. I saw them put it up on Sideshow, and I was procrastinating, and I'll get around to it. I got this to get and this to get, and I'll get it eventually. And it wasn't until Sideshow sent the email out saying supplies running low or whatever that email is. I was like, oh crap! All right, let me go ahead and I went ahead and ordered it, and it's great. It's huge. It is very accurate to the Bane that I remember, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, this is. I actually had to cancel mine, and I was hurt. It was between this and Blade, and I chose Blade because I knew I wouldn't be able to get that again. This eventually I could get down the road somewhere, And but I love this piece. This was my favorite Sideshow piece from last year. Just like Rodney says, this is the Bane you remember from the books back in the day, and it was when the story came out, we all couldn't believe. They had just Death of Superman had just come out. The next thing you know, they breaking Batman's back. Like, what is DC doing? But yeah, this is it's a menacing piece. That's something you notice by like the violence in it. He just broken the bat signal, and they couldn't have chosen a better pose or the way they put it together for this one. This is a fantastic piece. I love this piece.
Yeah, the pose is awesome. It was that was one of the things that I really liked about it, that they had him standing on the bat signal and breaking it. Only thing I wish they had done as an exclusive, I would have loved to have seen like a cape and mask or something that you could drape over his arms, like he just ripped it off of Batman or something. I would have loved that. I know the pants are mixed media, which I could take it or leave it. I would have been just as happy if they had sculpted the pants. That's the only thing on here that's mixed media. Everything else is sculpted, including the t-shirt. But yeah, the paint job on it, the freckles, the veins. If you turn it around, you see the rash. I don't know. You might not be able to see it where the camera
You'll
is.
see the picture.
But yeah, he has a rash up here from all the metal that's attached to his skin. It is a beast. It's a beast of a piece.
Literally and figuratively, it is.
Yeah, the box, it's a decent sized box. But, I got a Deadpool heat seeker box that's a little bit taller, but I'm amazed at how much heavier that Bane box is than the Deadpool box. And even Batman, the Miller Batman from Prime 1.
Well, that came in 2 pieces though, so that's probably distributed.
Yeah, but it's a third scale statue, and it don't come close to the weight of the Bane piece. But yeah, this was definitely a home run for Sideshow.
For me, the only reason I wouldn't say EX with the Batman cape, everything, to me this statue looks more like as if he's just showing up to challenge Batman. Like he's just broken the bat signal and he's sort of like staring at him like, okay, here I am, let's go. For me, if I were to do the EX on this, I would have made like a flickering light, like as if he had just crushed it and the lights like about to dim and go out and it's just flickering. To me, that'd have been a great effect that they could have pulled that off. You know what I mean? The extra head is nice, but for me, I wouldn't use it like you said. For me, I love this head he has on it now. It's a lot more comic accurate. The statue really is more their interpretation. If you look at the one from when it came out in the '90s. He looked a little bit different, than this. Not too much, but it was more the tank top that was different, kind of like did a V-neck all the way down to his navel type of situation. But yeah, to me, I would have loved to have seen a flickering light in the bat signal. That to me, that would have made it as close to perfect as you can get, in my opinion. You know, because the paint job, everything is fantastic on this. You know, it's really, one day I will own this piece. I mean, I don't know when, but one day I will.
You never know.
Yeah.
His Two-Face is still calling. You might have to trade. But yeah, this is the one. What is this from the cartoon? This
That's when they switched over to the more modern look. Like, remember at first the first 3 seasons. Okay. And then they switched over, and then Batman had like a black and gray outfit. Okay. They switched Bane to this kind of look.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. It's still a nice one. You know, it's just, this is the one I was always used to. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about that one other than that's not the one I got attached to. I got attached to this one.
Right.
So, you know, but yeah, it's a very solid piece. I love the rust effect on the base. You know, around the light, you got little rust paint there, and you know, and the glass, the way it's broken, it's actually a little you can see through it a little bit, and some kind of flickering light, that would have been cool too. I don't know how they would do like a spark. I would have liked to see that. That's probably a little too much. Like some kind of little spark or something.
Oh yeah, if they could have pulled that off, then really
that would have been sick. But yeah, it's definitely a masterpiece. Funny thing is, they put this up and then they did the Killer Croc, and he looked like a midget. Yeah. So they went extra big with this one.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that because when in Bane's first appearance on the animated show, that was the first person he threw down with was Killer Croc, and he put him like in the hospital, and Batman visited him like, well, what did this to you? And he was telling him about Bane, so it's funny that they made Killer Croc kind of like a midget compared to Bane. You know what I mean? Just because of that. I don't know if they saw the same episode, but
yeah, that might have just been an oversight, but
right.
But yeah, you know, see, one thing about the mixed media is it holds all this fuzz and like a lint brush. But yeah, I love the way they did the paint and the skin on them. You know, people always get into the Bane versus Lobo thing, and for me, I always pick Bane over Lobo because I'm not that crazy about mixed media, and I just think this seemed like more work. You know, because everything else is sculpted except for the pants. And for me, Lobo, his skin looks, you know, kind of smooth. It's different shades of blue, but, you know, this one, it's freckled. It's, you know, you touch it and you feel the bumps in it. And, you know, like I said, the rash he has going on in the back, the wear and tear on the mask with the stitching. And, you know, it's just... I mean, this one is, I look at it and I think about the work that went into it, and, you know, this one seems the more impressive one to me. But, you know, other people love the Lobo, and hey.
Yeah, that's why I want to see that up. You know, I've never seen it in person, you know what I mean? But for me, you know, if just on pure character, pure appreciation, if somebody said you can have either one, I'd definitely take this 10 out of 10 times, you know what I mean? But I do want to see Lobo up close just to settle the argument. You know, I can't sit here, you know, right now I'm saying, you know, this is the one I prefer. And I probably would say that afterwards too, but, you know, everybody that sees the Lobo, they all love it. So, you know, you got to take that into consideration. You know, everybody can be wrong, you know, but we'll see.
Not everybody. It's kind of split.
Well, I know. I'm saying, you know, just far as just as a piece, you know, yeah, everybody sort of, you know, they drool over it, you know, and they like, oh, this is fantastic piece, and you know, a lot of people maintain that's their.
Oh yeah, I'm not dogging it at all. I think it's a great piece. I especially love the one with the dreads. Yeah, that's my, you know, one of my favorite portraits. Now that portrait, you know, that knocks this portrait out, but that portrait looks like it took a whole lot of work.
Right.
But the piece as a whole, because I'm not that crazy about mixed media, all the mixed media on it doesn't mean that much to me.
Right.
So that's why I go to this one, and I'm like, this one looks like it took more work. Because when I think of mixed media, I think you're covering up the sculpt, and I know it still takes work. You got to put work into it, and sew and make the little outfits and everything. It just, not to sound weird, but what's under the mixed media? Did they sculpt it or did they just leave it? But yeah, so I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic piece, man. You can't go wrong with. I mean, if you got an opportunity to get this, get it. You know what I mean? And this one really, on your preference, it's not EX or fail. And
Right.
For me, we both prefer the regular head. Because that's just what we grew up with. That's the Bane we were used to. So.
And like one thing about sculpted versus mixed media, if this was mixed media, you wouldn't see this back like that. You wouldn't get the sculpt of the back, or even on the front, you wouldn't get all that because the clothes would shape different, and it wouldn't be stuck to his skin, so you wouldn't see all the muscle and definition. So that's why I'm glad they sculpted it and didn't put a t-shirt on him and do it that way. I know people used to complain about right up in the traps, it sinks into his skin, it's stuck on his skin. But hey, that's
could be raining in Gotham that evening. Who knows?
Yeah,
Sticking to his body.
I mean that's the one minor downfall about it being sculpted. You don't see the gap, but honestly, I don't care about that, especially because otherwise you would lose all that. But yeah, this is a pretty close to, I don't want to say perfect, but I can't think of anything I would change other than I like the exclusive of a cape and cowl. That's about it.
That's the story here.